Hello everybody, I'm Chase. In this episode, we will talk on KPIs to be monitored in call centers. Here are the topics in the video. What is the importance of the call center for an institution? What are the basic key performance indicators in call center operation? Key performance indicators, or the KPIs in short, are used to track the progress of the organization towards its goals. In call centers, accessibility and value-added service are very important. The main reason for the existence of the call center is to create value for both the business and the customer. Now let's talk about the importance of the call center for an institution. A well-established and managed call center provides the customer with accurate information and good service through a single channel. It ensures that the employees within the organization provide structured solutions to the customer with the right process, so each employee can focus on their main field of activity. Call centers seem costly during the installation and operation stages, but they actually increase the image of the institution. They reduce their costs by adding value with its services. The cost can be calculated in advance in line with the strategy determined in the call centers. With the right management, they can control their costs and save money with different digital applications. It increases the loyalty by welcoming the customers 24/7. It produces important data for the organization. It also takes the pulse of customers as it receives requests directly. It has a direct effect on profitability, because it evaluates customers' demands, complaints, or information with correct data reading methods. The accuracy of the organizational decisions can be analyzed through the feedbacks received from the call centers. It also supports sales and marketing activities. By cross-selling in incoming calls or making calls to certain customers, it generates added value such as product promotion, transfer of additional services, or new product sales. It keeps the customer data of the institution up to date. Thus, a well-managed call center can turn into a profit center. It can increase customer loyalty and contribute to the corporate's public image. It regulates the operational activities of the company. With the flow of the alarm to the right departments, efficiency is achieved both in the customer and in the organization. There can be new contact points and more effective planning of these points through the analysis and the reports. When you provide the service by a well-communicated and professional team, customer satisfaction increases. It also makes the perception of the organization more professional. Let's review the key performance indicators that will be created for the call center to achieve these goals. The first indicator is the calls offered rate. Calls offered refers the total number of calls offered, AQ, including answered calls, hang-up calls, and/or busy signals. This rate shows all calls directed to the call center in a specific period. Other data is tracked based on these calls. The calls handled on the IVR are calculated from the calls offered rate. Answer rate is monitored. Other metric reflects the percentage of callers who hang up before they reach the call center. This metric is called call abandon rate. IVR ratio, answer rate, abandon rate are the first KPIs to be monitored. It is watched instantly and historically. Average time in queue shows the time customers wait to reach the agent. It should be monitored daily and monthly and used for weekly, monthly, annual planning. Average speed of answer measures how long it takes for calls to be answered in the call center. This value is also an important KPI value. Call center managers need to monitor to measure the density, especially in intervals when the service level is low. Accordingly, they are expected to produce solutions. Average time to abandonment is the average amount of time callers wait in line before leaving. These times should be monitored. For example, if your customers are leaving fast, you may need to change the IVR design. This time should also be monitored on an hourly basis. For example, if your customers leave faster in the morning and can wait longer in the afternoon, you should plan accordingly. Average handle time is the sum of average talk time and average post-call work for a given period. It is important to examine the call center according to call subjects. Average handle time is monitored for the total of operations and on an agent basis. AHT should also be monitored according to the subjects. Especially for top 10 call subjects, it is necessary to know the AHT. Otherwise, it cannot be managed. After call work indicates the time after call, also called wrap-up or post-call process. It includes the tasks that need to be done after the call according to the type of incoming transaction. These tasks are mostly data entry, filling out forms, or making external calls. In this state, the agent cannot answer another call. This KPI should be monitored both on an agent basis and throughout the call center. Just as I mentioned for average handle time, it should be followed according to the subjects. Service level. This metric shows the percentage of calls answered in a given second. It is an important KPI. It should be followed on the basis of target and success percentage. Let's take a closer look at the issue. In many call centers, service level is monitored as a daily, weekly, monthly rate. For example, today's service level is 81%. We need a different perspective to monitor this value as a KPI. The rate of meeting the service level target should also be monitored. For example, if the target is also to respond to 90% of the customers in 20 seconds, it is important to monitor the intervals at which this target is achieved. For this success, there must be a target. In example, if we are going to monitor it daily, the rate of how many days the success is achieved in a month is an important KPI value. Adherence to schedule is a KPI that monitors how well agents adhere to their shifts. Adherence to a schedule covers compliance with general shifts like log-in, log-out times, and also breaks and meal times. This must be followed on an agent basis and throughout the entire operation. Available time is the total time that agents or agent groups wait for calls to arrive in a given time. We suggest monitoring this KPI on a per shift basis to create shifts with high productivity. When it comes to first call resolution, the first thing that comes to mind is customer satisfaction, because every customer wants his/her demand met in the first call. Call center managers' first call resolution measurement is not only used to increase customer satisfaction, however, it affects the satisfaction directly. Beyond customer satisfaction, it is one of the most important criteria to control the cost and performance of the call center. Let's assume that a call center that handles 1,000 calls per day on average has an FCR rate of 75%. In this case, 250 calls every day are likely to return as redials. It is a high increase in costs. Let's assume that the FCR is measured and improved. This means 1 point increase on customer satisfaction and 10 more calls satisfied on the first call. Occupancy, also called utilization, refers to the ratio of time agents spend on calls to the time they wait for calls to arrive. This KPI measures how much of your cost is used effectively. Contact quality measures the efficiency and effectiveness of both customer satisfaction and information quality of the conversations with customers. Training is an important KPI for feedback. It should be monitored both on an agent and on a general operation basis. Customer satisfaction. No matter what business it is, the satisfaction of your customers is very important to keep walking with them. You need to know the customer needs and how well you satisfy them. Listening to the customer, doing satisfaction research about your service or products, gives you an experience in marketing and arranging customer relations. Service evaluations from the call center are also an important KPI. It will be useful to monitor it on an agent basis and across the entire operation. Thanks for watching all the episodes in this series. We hope you found all the information useful. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.